A little bottle of probiotics can cost $60. $60. And the crazy thing about those probiotics is that they could be totally misleading you. And the other thing is that those probiotics often don't even make it into your gut because your stomach acid can break them down. So probiotics are important. But we've been focusing on them so much, hyping them up so much that now all of these people are saying that these probiotic supplements are going to cure your digestion. And the reality is that's not where it starts. It's just not. So I'm here to tell you the truth that you don't need a $60 bottle of probiotics in order to fix your gut health. Spoiler, it can start in your kitchen. All right, so let's start with just the importance of your gut health before we dive into the whole probiotic scheme. Your gut health is important. Your gut health is important for a lot of reasons. It controls your digestion, first of all. It can also affect your skin, and it can affect your brain. There is literally this gut-brain axis. So the things that you eat can affect the way that you think and your emotions, and it's just mind-blowing. So the focus on gut is totally warranted, but we also don't know a ton about the gut. So often it's just oversimplified. Just take these probiotics and everything will be great. But the reality is that we don't need the probiotics. We don't need something manufactured in order to support our digestion. One of the best things that you can do for your gut is to eat fermented foods. Fermented foods can be made at home. They can be made in your kitchen. Fermented foods include things like yogurt, sourdough, fermented vegetables like sauerkraut and kombucha. We are a big fan of kombucha in this house. We like to use it instead of drinking sodas. So those are some fermented foods. Kimchi is another great example. Those are just a few examples of fermented foods that you incorporate into your diet to get those beneficial bacteria that help your gut. And it doesn't take a lot. You could put a tablespoon or two of sauerkraut onto your meal, and that could be good. You could drink a little cup of kombucha. You could have a bowl of yogurt. It does not have to be complicated. Those things can provide a wealth of probiotics that can support your gut. And the coolest thing about the fermented foods is that there is multiple bacteria, healthy bacteria that are good for your gut that are found in fermented foods because there's naturally lots of diversity in bacteria. When you take a pill, it is usually just one strain. So if you turn and look in the back, it often has one specific strain of bacteria, probiotic bacteria, that you will be consuming. And one thing that we have learned through the research is that the diversity of your gut is actually important. We don't want just one bacterial strain. We want to have multiple beneficial bacteria. And that is what helps our digestion and our overall gut health. Here is what I recommend as a natural gut reset. One is to eat whole foods. So we're not even talking about probiotics, just eat whole foods. This may not need describing very much, but having a meal that is rice, beef, and sauerkraut plus some broccoli, that could be a good whole food meal. Having eggs, bell peppers, and some sourdough bread, that can be a whole food meal. Okay, so whole foods, not coming from a package, not highly processed. So that means that we're going to be avoiding overly processed foods and also added sugars, pastas, those sorts of things. Then the next thing that I would do is I would add one fermented food to every meal if I could. So that could be yogurt as a snack. It could be sauerkraut with your lunch. It could be fermented cucumbers or carrots with your bunless burger. Okay, there's lots of different options here for adding one fermented food with each of your meals. The third thing is to reduce your stress. I know that's not directly related to the things that you're consuming, but it's so important for our health that we reduce the stress. That is going to improve your gut health. 4, make sure you're hydrating. Drink lots of water. And number 5 would be to eat prebiotic foods. So we give a lot of attention to probiotic foods, which are great. Add in your fermented foods. But we also need prebiotic foods, which is what the probiotics actually use in your gut. So broccoli, as an example, is a really great prebiotic food. One final piece of advice is to slow down while you're eating your food. That can help your gut health in ways that you would not even imagine. We have a tendency to just stuff our food down. We don't chew it well enough, and that is not going to support your digestion. So slow down when you're eating your meals. I told you that we should add in fermented foods, and you can buy them, right? You can buy yogurt, you can buy sauerkraut, but fermented foods are super easy to make, and I have a homemade probiotics bundle. It's only $5, and I outline exactly what you need to do to make sourdough, kombucha, and fermented vegetables, which includes carrots and sauerkraut. You can get that bundle, and it'll show you exactly how to get started simply. I'm not all about a ton of extra tools that you need in order to get going. So this is simple. This is exactly what you need. I have questions to help you troubleshoot. I have recipe cards and a fermentation schedule. So it has everything you need to get started, and you can do it. I want to empower you to make your own probiotics at home. You do not need to be spending all of that money on probiotic pills. And if you have any questions along the way, you let me know. I am here to help and encourage you to make your own probiotic foods at your house.